Quantu Tree, let's go! Welcome, we're taking another look today at yet another Zombie Survivors. The game got an update with a new map and new rank 3 perks. So along with their equipment, well, I guess it's another kind of equipment, another passive, like tier 2 you unlock the weapon evolutions, and then tier 3 you unlock not just one now, but 2 equipment passives. I tried these out a little bit when it was in the beta version, but now it's released to the full version of the game. I really liked SWAT's new ability, and we're gonna get into a run here on the new map. See the new bosses, see the new enemies, just kind of check out everything the developers have been adding to the game. Hopefully it won't take too long to see all the new content. When this update was on the beta branch and not on the main branch, I tried it out. They made the new boss pretty challenging, so hopefully I'll be able to complete this run. Here's his new upgrade ability, Ricochet. So anytime he shoots a bullet out of any of his guns, 25% chance that it'll ricochet onto somebody else. Really good, especially when it's fully upgraded. Hopefully I'll be able to get the... Which one was it? The tank? I think the tank's new passive ability, whatever it was, is pretty strong too. The engineer, his new ability is an EMP grenade, which I'm not exactly a fan of how grenades work in this game, because you aim them at where the enemies are, but the enemies are always moving, so it seems like they don't really consistently hit that much. Ghost has an amazing new ability. The Huntress used to have the only decoy, taunt, but now the Ghost also has a taunt ability, so super strong, super strong. I'll probably try and pick that one up too, so I guess I'll try and take Tank and Ghost. I'll see what presents itself at these survivors over here though, the SOS signals. Just trying to show off the new content. If you're, trying to keep up with the game but don't have it yet, you can take a look at what's going on over here. 8 rerolls, huh? So yeah, these spiders, they're a new enemy for sure. They leave a slow field when they die, kind of like the explode, and then there it is, sandworm. So I'm pretty sure those are not all, but some of the new enemies that are introduced on this update. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to show off all the new content in one run, but I'm going to, give it a good shot, show off as much as I can. I know a lot of people out there have probably already like 100% of the new content, so this video is mostly for people who are just trying to keep up with the game but don't have it yet, more than people who already have it. The mummies, that's new, and I found that if you try and get past them while they're still crawling out of the ground, popping out of the ground, you can pretty well get by them without taking damage. So as long as you've got like awareness of like what's going on around you, you can get around the mummies and not be like entrapped. There's the Ghost. Ghost's probably going to be pretty weak for a while. Like I'm going to have to get a lot of upgrades on him before he like makes like a meaningful difference. This is it though. The Hollow Ghost sends out a trap, blah blah blah. Taunt enemies before exploding, electrocuting its victims. Sends out one of them with a damage of 50 in its base version, and it'll only get better. Fully upgraded, it sends out 5 and does like 250 damage. Unless they changed it. Love those katana upgrades. His fully upgraded katana, really powerful. They also added a lot of new achievements into the game. I don't know if I can see them from here yet. So, with with this update having like just dropped, there's still a lot that I don't have, but yeah, new content to get through. One of the ones that I know that I don't have is survive 20 minutes on the new map. So, trying for that one. I like some of these, but there's others that I'd like more. This is the tank's new ability. Tank goes berserk. Fury, boosting to his combat abilities, damage, fire rate, reload time, lasts for 5 seconds, cooldown of 40 seconds. So that star upgrade that you get on the ground, some zombies will drop it, that I have right now. The tank basically gets that just regularly, and it's amazing. So, yeah, that's the tank's new ability, the ghost's new ability, and the SWAT's new ability. I've been able to show all of those off already, so that's pretty cool. I'll try and point out when I see the tank will have like a red glow to him when his new ability is active. So mostly I'm trying to look not at my main characters, but at like what's going on the screen, like with the enemies. But like I'll try and point it out when I see it. Yeah, there it is, the red glow, electricity coming off of him. That means he's got like that super buff on him right now. So we got a boss enemy over here. Let's see if it's the new one or one of the old ones. Okay, so it's one of the originals, but the new ones should be showing up pretty soon. I don't think I've played this map without running into the new bosses, and I've played like, I gave it like 3 attempts, I guess. And at one point there were like 3 of the new bosses on the screen at once when I was at like the 17-minute mark, 18-minute mark, something like that. It's just everything that was being thrown at me was just like the new zombie that they added into this map. So I'm really trying to get all the SWAT upgrades that I can, because I really think that he's one of the most powerful survivors in this game. So if I can get him his assault rifle upgrade, so there it is, 85% plus 15, so 100% of his bullets will be ricocheting. This is also tempting to take, but I know that this is going to be super powerful. Oh, look at that. Oh, I probably got that for killing all the mummies. So that's cool. I'll take... This is tempting. I do like the base weapon upgrades, but the turret, I know it's good. And if I get the last upgrade on it, then I won't see it again, so it won't take up any upgrade, you know, positions when I'm leveling up. What's this one? Okay. I don't know exactly what counts as power-ups. I think the magnet and maybe health regeneration? I'm just going to take this one again. I think that's a new equipment, the pickaxe. I don't know if I've ever seen it before. Pretty sure that the tank's buff only applies to himself and not to the other survivors. So that sucks a little bit, but like, whatever. I know the Ghost's critical protocol applies to the entire team, but the tank's, it seems, only applies to himself. 6 minutes into the 20-minute run, and there's another boss. Let's see what it is. It's the new one. He has tons of health, and he has a moveset that I think changes when he hits 50% health. Not that he's going to get a chance to show that off, really, because I've got good enough damage. I think they also undid something that they did with one of their last updates, because I remember they took base critical damage down from 200 to 150, and I think they kind of undid that and brought base critical damage back up to 200%. Because I guess they're scaling up the difficulty of the enemies, and so they unnerfed critical so that you'd be able to scale with the enemies, and they just made the enemies scale up harder. And so with like future updates, you know, I'm assuming that all the future content that they release, oh wow, I wasn't paying attention, got hit by a sandworm. I'm guessing the next map they release will have more, you know, higher difficulty content, and then eventually when they release the next tier of Survivor, that like that'll just mean that there's the potential for your characters to scale up along with the enemies. I should probably take this, it's really good. And like I said, it applies to the whole team and not just to the ghost. Oh, also notably, since I have Ghost on my team, I'll mention that they changed his basic attack. Instead of going from where the character exists in the team, his sword attack comes out from the perimeter of the circle of your team. So like if you've got enemies coming in from this way, he won't have a harder time reaching them like he would have before. And the sandworm, I'm pretty sure, can damage other zombies. So like it's something that you not only have to avoid as like your team, but you can also use it to like attack other zombies. You can just like pull your enemies onto it, damage them a little bit that way. I thought that was cool. Alright, let's take our free level up. Both of these are tempting. I think Hollow Ghost is super powerful, so I want to upgrade that. Let's grab another equipment over here, see if we can see anything new. I do like critical chance. What's my... oh, it highlights it. So I'm at 25% right now. Yeah, I'll take another 10. Easy. That's a huge buff. There's another boss, or rather, another version of the same boss. Looks like by taking upgrades on that, I'm decreasing the cooldown and increasing the duration. So yeah, look at that. That's amazing. I don't even have a shotgun upgraded. This isn't the pump action shotgun. This is yeah, I think it's the single barrel shotgun and not the pump action. I remember earlier in the development process it was called the double barrel. You would go from like a single barrel shotgun to a double barrel, but now I think the second tier version of the weapon is called pump action. Pretty sure. That might be as much of the new content as I can show in this run. Possibly. I don't know if there's any more new enemies besides the spiders, the mummy, the sandworm, and the new boss. And here we are at 10 minutes, so if you just were stopping by to check on the development progress of the game, you know, you've probably seen as much as you need to see. But if you want to see whether or not I can make it to 20 minutes, feel free to hang around. I basically hit all my talking points, all the points of interest that I meant to point out. So, I don't know if I've seen the entire moveset of the new boss. I just keep killing him too quickly. I know I've seen him do different attacks. The only two attacks that I've seen him do this run are throwing the ball and maybe some kind of a melee attack. But there's one attack that he does where there's a cone of damage, and it'll highlight it on the ground kind of the way that it does the Juggernaut. the with Juggernaut boss enemy on the other map, it highlights the path that they're about to take. And with this guy, there's like a cone of damage, a cone attack that he does. And I thought there was maybe one other attack, but I can't exactly remember right now. Banhammer. I don't like any of those. That's pretty good. Reload time is great because the more time you spend shooting, the less time you spend not doing damage to enemies. Sometimes they just throw like a lot of spiders at you, and then it feels like you can't really go anywhere without being affected by a slow field. But I guess that's part of the gameplay of this new map. Let's head over here and grab another equipment. Duct tape. Alright. 8 more minutes to go. I should see dawn break this time. I'm thinking this run feels pretty good. I'm wondering if I'm killing these enemies so fast that they don't really get a chance to show on screen, or if it's just one of those periods of time where they're just like spawning in fewer enemies. I'll take that. So, if you had a say in what kinds of survivors, or I forget what they're called in this one, but the main characters that you play as, your team of survivors, if you had a choice what kind of characters got added to the playable survivors, what kinds of characters would you add? They have someone who uses a sword, someone who uses a bow, assault rifle, shotgun, like a medic who uses like anti-zombie medicine. So it seems like they've got a pretty good variety, but like they've got 3 placeholders for characters that they haven't created yet. At least 3. So if you could add in more characters to the game, what would you add? Now, the easy answer would be like a reference to some other kind of zombie anime or something like a... Let's see. Maybe the Walking Dead reference, or a gosh, I don't know all my zombie lore or fiction well enough to... I know there's a lot of like zombie killing games and stuff out there. But besides what they already have, like it seems like they've got like a decent variety already. So thinking of like what they could add to like broaden the scope of their roster, you know, like it's gonna be interesting to see what they choose to fill in the last 3 spots on their roster. I do think the high fire rate characters are pretty good, so I'm hoping that whatever they add in has some kind of like, you know, not so much like the Huntress or the sniper rifle where it's like low fire rate, high damage, but more like, you know, something high fire rate. They've done a little bit of stuff with freeze, like there's I think 2 characters that have slowing freeze mechanics on their weapons or in their ability kits. So I think I'd like to see a character that can do like a lot of freeze-based weapon damage or ability damage. Besides that, I can't really think of much. Fully upgraded assault rifle. So this is the part between 15 and 20 minutes where they're just throwing bosses at me left and right. But I'm chewing through their health bars, so I'm not really worried about it. Still pretty confident in this run. Like I was at 12 minutes, still at 15 minutes. This one's really good. Alrighty, yeah. On this map, it seems like most of the bosses I get past, well, honestly, just most of the boss enemies that I get on this map in general are just that. The new one. I think the medic's new passive ability that they added in, her new tier 3 passive ability, is revives. But in a game where everything scales up, if you get to the point where you have to revive, you're probably gonna die again. The Huntress, similar to how the SWAT got, there it is, there's the cone of damage. So I was finally able to showcase the last, I think the last ability of the new boss. So similar to how the SWAT guy, his bullets ricochet, the Huntress, her weapons pierce. And the engineer, he gets a EMP grenade, which I mentioned earlier, I think, and like even the SWAT's grenade or the tank's minefield, I'm just not super impressed with them. Like, as far as getting the damage onto the target, it just doesn't feel all that reliable. So I prefer to take basically anything else. I'll take this. I don't feel like I need to clear out enemies close to me, so I would take the 1,000 cuts if I was worried about like enemies getting in on top of me. But feeling pretty comfortable right now, so I'll take an attack that can reach out a little bit. Okay, 2.5 more minutes to go, and there's an SOS signal and an equipment box on the map, so there's another boss coming in at me, and it's the lumberjack wearing a butcher's vest, so I don't really know how to refer to him. Like, is he a butcher? Is he a lumberjack? Whatever he is, that one boss enemy. Coffee, 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 coffee. Can't have enough coffee. I mean, you can have enough coffee and you can have too much coffee, but you know what I'm saying. You just can't have enough coffee, you know? Yeah, I still think the Huntress is really strong with her zombie decoy, the little monkey she puts down that taunts enemies. But now that the Ghost has a taunt, I'm thinking he's like way stronger. Not that the Huntress isn't strong with all of her kit being what it is. It's just, as far as like my preference go, and maybe by the numbers, I don't know. I haven't really run the numbers on everything. Some people out there already have, I'm sure. But I just kind of go by like feeling, as far as like how it feels playing the Huntress, how it feels playing the Ghost. The Ghost just kind of feels like super powerful, and the Huntress feels powerful, just not quite as good. Yeah, so I'm liking all the content that they've added. I'm liking the pace at which they're putting out updates, even. So that keeps me optimistic about the rest of the development process. The game is still in early access, so I guess everything that's in the game right now is still subject to possible change, and like, I've heard someone say if you don't like the state that the game's in, like right now, like don't worry too much about like investing in the game. But if you like the state that an early access game is in, like at the point that it's at right now, then like feel free to support it, because like you don't really know how much future support a game's gonna get. But with this game, as far as Survivor likes go, the graphics are a lot better than what a lot of Survivor likes do. The upgrades that they have in the game, solid. So like, even as an early access game, it's like a really solid Survivor like, with its own unique take on things. Like with you build a little squad, and then they have a set list of abilities that you can pick from. Like, I just think it's in a good state right now, and it seems to be getting reliable support from the developers. Alright, DPS is assault rifle obviously did the best. Pistol did more than SMG. That's crazy. Oh, probably because he was the only survivor at that time, so all the damage going out to zombies just kind of... And then Ricochet, I guess the Ricochet damage just counts as the weapon damage. It'd be interesting to see how much damage a ricocheting bullet did on top of just what the weapons did, because like, you know, the first impact of a bullet, like that's the weapon damage within the second, you know. They could have a number here if they calculated things differently, but I guess I understand why they calculate things the way they do. This also does 0 I didn't even upgrade it. Shotgun 1. Wow. Yeah, I never actually upgraded his shotgun at all. But his shotgun did more damage than even Windcutter. So, yeah, and then this guy's damage just kind of outclassed everybody else. Super strong character. Especially when you take him first and he gets the full passive. Because when you take a character first, you get like a certain passive from them, and if you pick a character second, you get half as much, and if you pick a character third, you get like a quarter as much. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed making it. Have a good rest of your day. Or don't. Either way, no pressure.